guys? I got a 1QB startup draft for you today. The NFL draft just happened, so we now have rookies in sleeper for startup drafts, and now we get to see where the values are at. Where we'd be like, oh, I'm not going to draft this guy here, or this guy has such a value here, whether that be a veteran, a rookie, whoever it might be. We're going to be able to see today and break down kind of where I'm like seeing some value, and then some overall strategy that I feel like is important to look at in these drafts because there's just a lot going on, and I haven't done a startup in a while, so this is something that really helped me. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. We'll go with the first 3 rounds here. Now I am picking from the 107. Just so you guys know, if you ever want to get into one of these, click the link down in the description to join the Discord. You can get to a mock draft, startup draft. There's much more, trade advice, roster construction, you name it. Click the link down there and join it. Bunch of good guys in there. So I'm drafting from the 107. All right, and the first thing I'm looking at here, it gets to me, is I'm thinking I'm going to get an elite wide receiver. All right, I feel like there's a tier break there right after CeeDee Lamb. Austin Eckler's kind of on his, I wouldn't say last legs, but he's an older running back. Jalen Waddle is just not at that top tier, in my opinion, as CeeDee Lamb, A.J. Brown, and then, of course, there's Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. He's just behind there. So I'm cool with getting CeeDee Lamb there. And I thought about taking Breece Hall just because of the running backs. I didn't, but I will say this. One of the biggest things that I noticed was how quickly running backs dry up. Now, as you can see, I took Jahmyr Gibbs in the second round there, which I was very happy with that value. But that is one thing that I think you guys need to really take into consideration in one quarterback leagues is I would hammer the running backs early. And I wouldn't normally say that in most leagues. However, like in Superflex, I'm not really looking for running backs early unless they are like rookies or first years, like a Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker. I'm just not looking to get running backs because those should be the most flexible position in your lineups. You shouldn't be, always putting your team dependent on running backs because they are injury prone to an extent more so than other positions and they age a lot quicker. However, in this 1QB startup, they went so quickly. So I kind of wish I would have gone Breece Hall, Jahmyr Gibbs, because then later on you can see I get Chris Olave there in the third, and there's a lot more, there's so many different guys that you can get at the wide receiver position that are young, because the last couple of years have been very blessed with getting these wide receiver classes. So as we kind of break this down here, one thing I thought was interesting is the 1-2 Bijan Robinson. That's my boy Caleb Nemi. If you don't follow him on YouTube, go check out his YouTube channel. But picking Bijan Robinson over Jamar Chase, that's a hot take. But like I said, the running backs go pretty quickly, and he did that right there. He goes Bijan, Kenneth Walker. He didn't get his first wide receiver until round 7, as we'll see here in a second. But I think that's, again, biggest thing, go for the running backs. There's going to be plenty of young wide receivers. I got Chris Olave. You can see Drake London go right after that. Jackson Smith and Jigba, I thought I was going to be able to get him there. I didn't. I ended up getting his former teammate, but I was fine with this start. You get Lamb, you get Olave, 2 top 10 dynasty wide receivers, top 5 dynasty running back in Jahmyr Gibbs, in my opinion. And so we'll move on to the next couple rounds. So looking here, I kind of choked. This is a quick draft. I picked Michael Pittman there at the 4-6. I would have probably rather had Jordan Addison. Probably would have rather had maybe Jerry Jeudy. But, beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. I was fine with it. And as we move along here, I think another thing is I wouldn't be upset with waiting on quarterback in a 1QB league. Okay, as you can see here, I got Justin Fields in the 5th round. I feel like that was really good value. And another thing to keep in mind with 1QB is you can go for upside a lot more than you can Superflex. Now, here's what I mean by that. For the quarterback position, I want guys who are going to be able to hit that 20 to 25 points per game mark. And those are almost always rushing quarterbacks. 1QB, you can get backup quarterbacks a lot easier than you can Superflex. I'm going to be shooting for the moon. I want guys like Justin Fields, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts over guys who are mobile quarterbacks, or that are not mobile quarterbacks, like Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence. He is mobile, but it's not as much as like a Fields or Jackson or Hurts. Those guys who just sit in the pocket passers, I don't really care for those in 1QB because I need to have the edge. And the only way you get the edge really is through rushing upside. So that's what I'm looking for there. Like you can see here, I got Fields in the 5th. I was very happy with that. And then I tack on a little Hollywood Brown action. I think he's super underrated. You're getting him after guys like Zay Flowers, Christian Watson, Keenan Allen's. I mean, he is an older player, and I like Keenan Allen more than anybody. I wasn't not more than any, but I've loved him for a long time. But that's just ridiculous at that point. I mean, Hollywood Brown was wide receiver 6, right? Through the first 6 games of last year, then he gets injured. He's got Kyler Murray, former teammate, as quarterback. That's a guy you need to be looking for in your drafts. I'm going to be targeting a lot of Hollywood Brown in startups if I go through any more startups. So move on to the next kind of handful of rounds towards the back end of this draft. And that's when I started to hammer the running backs, right? So I go with Tajay Spears there. Kendre Miller and Devin Achane both go before I could pick them. I really wanted to get him there. In the previous round, I had gotten Amari Cooper. I passed on, some more running backs. I do like Amari Cooper where I got him as well. Amari Cooper is a huge buy in Dynasty based off of these rankings, I guess, this ADP from this draft that we just did. He seems like he's a huge buy right now. But that being said, I waited on running back for a while, and I kind of paid for it. I'm getting Tajay Spears in the 8th here as my running back 2. And I do like Tajay Spears a lot. He's behind Derrick Henry in Tennessee. I don't really care about that. I think he is an excellent running back. If you followed any of my running back model scores, then I really like Tajay Spears. So we go back around. I get Roschon Johnson, another guy I feel like is a safer pick. He can be that running back 2, running back 3 option in that Bears offense. I think they're going to rush quite a bit like they did last year, and Roschon is a fine running back as well. He got decent draft capital, so I was happy with that. I had to get my boy Tyler Lockett. Was it the smartest pick in the world? Maybe not, but he's a plug and play. He's a veteran. I know I can use him. And here's one more thing to keep in mind. In these 1QB drafts, this is not tight end premium, okay? I love tight ends, but if you can't get an elite guy, okay, if you can't get a Kyle Pitts, you can't get Mark Andrews, it used to be Travis Kelce. Now, he's aging, so that's such a tough decision on when you want to go for him. If you can't get one of those 3 guys, I'm punting, okay? There's so many different guys you can get. You can get David Njoku here in the 11th round. You can get a Evan Ingram. You can get a Greg Dulcich. You can get a Sam Laporta. All those guys I like. And so if you're not getting that premium tight end, then I'm just going to go for upside. I'm going to punt on tight end and just wait it out because they're all pretty much the same at that point anyway. So I hope I hope this draft overall helps you guys see where the values are at, kind of what my thought process was, right? We're going to go running back early. I'm going to try and get a bunch of wide receivers there in the middle, along with an elite quarterback with rushing upside. And then I'm going to wait on tight end unless I can get one that makes sense. I'm not going to reach. But if it makes sense for where I'm at, then I'm going to, first, 3rd round or 4th round, I can get a Kyle Pitts. I'm 100% going to do that. Actually, I think looking back at this, Kyle Pitts at the 310 is probably one of the easiest picks you could have made there. And I probably should have picked him at the 3.7 looking back. However, hindsight's 2020. Keep that in mind when you're going through these 1QB drafts. Hopes that helps you guys, and I will see you on the next one.